So far in this program, we've looked at the basic equipment for climbing wooden poles. You've seen how the equipment is worn, how it's inspected, and how it's maintained. Understanding this information is the first step in developing the proper mental attitude for climbing. From here on, you have to know that your equipment is in good shape and can be trusted to support you while you learn and practice the basic techniques for climbing. You'll also have to determine if a pole is safe to climb. In general, there are two methods of climbing a pole. There are free climbing, which uses the feet for support and the arms for balance, and belted climbing, which uses the feet for support and the safety strap to maintain balance and position on the pole. We'll start by learning the techniques for making a free ascent. First, we'll look at the proper use of the arms and legs. As Bo is demonstrating, the gaffes on the climbers are used to support your weight. The arms and hands are used to maintain your position and balance on the pole. Generally, you will always raise the same arm and same leg as you climb. Let's watch Bo again from a different angle. Notice Bo always brings the right arm and leg and then the left arm and leg up together. Using the same arm and same leg allows you to easily shift your weight from one foot to the other while maintaining your position and balance. Notice also that Bo does not wrap his arm around the pole for support. He uses his hands on the back or side of the pole for balance and supports himself using his legs. The second technique for climbing that we'll look at is the use for legs for support. This technique is the same for all methods of climbing. Notice that each time Bo takes a step, he straightens his legs and locks his knee in position. This puts his gaffes at the proper position to dig into the pole and support his weight. Locking the knee in position with the legs straight ensures that the gaffes will not slip and keeps Bo's body in a position that makes climbing comfortable and safe. The third technique for climbing that we'll look at is the way the gaffe is placed in the pole. This technique is also the same for all methods of climbing. As Bo takes each step, he angles his legs slightly and shifts his weight to place the gaffe at the proper angle to cut into the pole. The slight angle is all that's necessary for the gaffe to hold. All Bo needs to do is place the gaffe in position and step down. It's not necessary to jab it into the pole in order for it to support his weight. These three techniques, always climbing with the same arm and same leg going up at the same time, locking the knee position with the legs straight as you step up, and angling the legs slightly as the gaffe is placed into the pole will allow you to climb comfortably and safely. Now, as we said earlier, an experienced climber like Bo makes the job of climbing a wooden pole look easy because what we can't see is the hours of practice and years of experience that Bo has had. Let's watch Bo's student, Jeff, practice climbing and see the difference experience makes, and also pick up on some of the finer points of climbing technique. Note that as long as Jeff is considered an unqualified climber, he will be required to use a fall arrest device during any climb. While climbing in the field, other types of fall arrest devices must be used until you are a qualified climber. Initially, Jeff seems to have his legs and feet at the proper angle to allow the gaffes to cut into the pole. However, notice that Jeff is not straightening his legs and locking his knees at each step. This forces his body too close to the pole for the gaffe to dig in properly. Notice also that by not straightening his leg, Jeff has to shift his weight and lean his body away from the pole in order to take a step. This causes him to support some of his weight with his arms, which is tiring, and to constantly shift his body in order to climb. When Bo climbs, his body always remains about the same distance from the pole. Notice too that Bo always looks ahead when he climbs. Jeff, on the other hand, tends to look at his feet and jab the gaffes into the pole. The problems that Jeff's experiencing are not unusual. In fact, they're common problems faced by many new climbers. The fact that Jeff constantly watches his feet indicates that he doesn't quite trust his equipment yet, and he's unsure of himself. As Jeff continues practicing, he'll learn instinctively where to place his gaffe, and he'll be able to watch where he's going and not where he's been. With practice, Jeff will learn that straightening his legs and locking his knees on each step will keep his gaffes from slipping. This technique will also allow his legs to support his weight, and he won't have to depend on his arms as much. Now, in addition to knowing how to get up a pole, you'll also have to learn how to come down. Let's watch Bo as he demonstrates the proper techniques for making a free descent. On the descent, Bo reverses the technique for climbing and moves the same arm, same leg down the pole. Let's watch again from a different angle. Bo comes down right leg, right arm, left arm, just as he went up. Notice that this technique keeps his body about the same distance from the pole at all times. Also, when he steps down, his leg is straight and his knee is locked. This allows his gaffes to cut into the pole and remain there. Jeff is still not locking his knees and keeping his legs straight. This becomes a real problem when descending because it throws him off balance and makes his movements jerky. Notice how he steps down and shifts positions before moving his hands. This causes him to support his weight with his arms, which is tiring, and keeps his gaffes from cutting into the pole at the proper angle. Jeff's also jabbing his gaffes into the pole. This causes the gaffes to stick in the pole, which makes his movement even jerkier. It will take some more practice for Jeff to get comfortable with his equipment and these techniques. However, Bo and many other experienced climbers started out doing the same things we've just seen. Before we go on to cover some of the techniques for belted climbing, let's review the basics we've covered so far. First of all, remember to ascend and descend using the same arm and same leg as demonstrated by Bo. The length of each step should be natural, not exaggerated. Avoid trying to use opposite arms and legs as Jeff is doing. Second, always support your weight by keeping one leg straight and the knee locked as you see Bo doing. This is true for both going up and coming down a pole. This technique will keep your body the proper distance from the pole and your gaffes from slipping out of the pole. Bending your legs as Jeff is doing will cause your knees and body to get too close to the pole. This will prevent your gaffes from cutting into the pole properly and could cause you to fall. Bending your legs also causes you to have to support part of your weight with your arms. Finally, when climbing a pole, angle your legs slightly, as Bo is doing, when placing your gaffe against the pole. This will allow you to simply step down on the gaffe and have it cut into the pole. This technique also keeps your knees from coming too close to the pole, as Jeff is doing. Knees too close to the pole could cause your gaffes to cut out, possibly causing an accident. You can't expect to be a flawless climber the first time you go up a pole, but by practicing these techniques and following the suggestions of your instructor, it won't take that long to become a comfortable free climber.